Hi, this is Stephen Curran, and this screencast is part of our Hyperledger Identity course that's available on edX. In this demonstration, we'll be using a mobile agent to connect with a couple of verifiable credential-enabled services to receive some verifiable credentials and prove claims from those credentials. The demo is called IIWBook because it was first presented at the 28th Internet Identity Workshop, IIW, conference in Mountain View, California, to distribute attendance credentials to those of the conference. Here's a summary of what we'll be doing. Step one is we'll get an email credential. That is, we'll go to a service that will send us an email. We'll respond back to it, and thus proving control over our email address. And then we'll be issued a credential to be able to present to others to say, hey, this is our email address. Second step is we'll go to the IIWBook service. It will ask for proof of our email address, and then that proof will be taken, the information from that proof, the claim, will be given to someone to check up in the IIW attendance list. The name of the person will be extracted associated with that email address, and we'll give a credential back to that person, to our mobile agent, saying that we attended IIW. So that's the overall process. Let's go through the steps of it. Okay, let's get started. On the right, you see I have an iPhone on which I'm using the StreetCred Identity Agent. StreetCred is based on Aries, which is, of course, built on top of Indy and Ursa. On the left is the starting point for the demo, the email verification site. This was a site put together by the team at the government of British Columbia. So we start the service by submitting our email address and hitting submit, and we just get a thank you. So this is the normal way that websites verify that you control your email address. So we'll jump to my email and refresh, and I have my email verification invite. So basically I've got an invite that I would use to verify it. Inside is a link back to the same email verification site with the unique ID associated with my email address. So when I click that, I go back to the email verification site. Now in this case, this time I have a QR code showing, and I'm going to use the app, the StreetCred app, to scan that code and connect with this site. So I take that, scan it, and you'll see that I have an invitation to connect from the email verification service. Here you see things like an invitation key and different things like that. Those are part of the cryptography within Aries and Indy, and those are the pieces generated by Ursa. So in this case, I'm going to accept the invitation, and we'll see a couple of things happen. In the app, we'll go back and we've got some connections starting. And so you'll see on the screen, a connection just came up for the email verification service. As well, we'll see over on the service, it's telling me the process it's going through. And in this case, it just sent me a credential offer. And if I look over here, I've got a notification. So I'm going to look at that notification, and I'll see that it is indeed a credential offer. It's from the email verification service. I'm going to accept that offer. And that will trigger a communication back to the email service, and it issued a credential. Lo and behold, over here, we've got a notification that we have a new credential. So I can take a look at the credential, and I can see that it's got my email address in and the time that the credential was issued. So that's the email, that's the process you go through to verify something on a website and then get a credential related to that. Okay, next up, we're going to go to IIWBook. IIWBook will go through a similar process, but as you'll see, we'll start by proving something about ourselves, proving our email address. So here we go to the welcome page, we hit connect to IIWBook, and we get this very similar QR code. Slightly different, but I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to scan it. I've got, again, another invitation to connect, and in this case, I'm going to accept again. This time, instead of sending me a credential, I'm going to get a notification from the, first of all, there's my connection coming up, and I'm also going to get a notification saying a presentation request is required. What they want is for me to prove a claim from the BC Gov verified email service that I have a verified email address. So in this case, I'm going to present the proof. This is the data. So what StreetCred app has done is it's looked into my wallet, seen what credentials could be found one that matches what was being asked for by IIWBook, and setting it up to present it. So I'm going to present that proof. And if I look over here on the IIWBook, I've now got the next step going. They've received the presentation and verified it, and I now know my email address. They didn't know that before, and I didn't type it in. Now there's the back-end manual process, which I'm going to do off screen. And it is just a process that allows me to verify who the attendee is, put in the name, and approve the request. So when I approve that request, you now see that the IIW attendance has been confirmed, and now they've sent me a credential offer. And again, over on my iPhone, I see that I've got an offer for a credential, just like I previously got an offer from the verified email. I'm going to accept that offer. And if I come back over here, look in my credentials, I should momentarily have an IIW attendance credential with my full name on it, the time I received it, and my email address. And that's the demo for showing IIWBook and showing how services will verify information about you, give you a credential about that, and then allow you to use that credential on other sites to prove information attributes about you. Thanks.